Big Tone admits it that the gang politics is the reason why Northerners are not blowing up. Following these false prophets, follow God, don't follow Big Tone. Follow God, don't follow Vlad. Follow God, don't follow Blue Devil. Follow God, don't follow Adam 22. Follow God, don't follow Pocho One. Follow God. Every single Northern California rapper will never see success, and in 5 or 10 years, they will be forklift drivers. Blue Devil tried to tell me that I'm only hard on the South Side because I want the South Side to lose or this or that. Come on, my boy. I lived in Los Angeles probably longer than you have. I got more friends and connections there than you do, probably. More family members there than you do, probably, my boy. And my family's from LA proper. That's San Bernardino. You feel me? Hey, what it do, what it is, what it was. This is your boy Pocho, one of the Pocho Live podcast. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications and support a real one in the field today. What are we talking about? Big Tone, Vlad TV, Little Rob, and Blue Devil. The last one is for Blue Devil, and I will be telling you why soon. Stay tuned because Blue D's gonna get it. We're gonna break it down like this: who, what, when, and how. Who, what, when, and how. The who is Big Tone. Now, if you don't know who Big Tone is a Northern California rapper who's been doing it for many, many years. I would say about 20, if not more or less, give or take 20 years. He came under the legendary Woody. Woody is the Yak influence. You feel me? One of the greatest Northern California rappers of all time, hands down. You feel me? And especially for the Northerners. You feel me? So he came under him. He was influenced, grew up under his work, Woody. I mean, and Big Tone is well respected in Northern California, well loved, honored. Never went to prison. In the interview he talks about, coming from a good family where his dad was a union man and his mother did all the tortillas but even when you live in the hood, when you walk out into the streets, it's a different situation, right? Even if you do have a good family, and I come from a good family, so I understand how it feels. You feel me? So like people are trying to hate on him on the internet, like, oh, he's a good kid with parents. And it's always a trip to me when people on the internet will just pick apart anybody and just find things. And so one of the things that I want to do on this platform is be able to steer you in the right direction, be a voice of reason, and clear up any misconceptions. Because there's this narrative going around that, right? Big Tone was hating on Little Rob, that he's not really like that, but he doesn't portray himself like that. And we're gonna get into that because we wanna put things in the right direction, bro. My people that are coming up 15, 16 years old, I want them to know when they're 18, 19, 20 what to do, because I was led in the wrong direction and I'm still having to retweak, retwist, all these things that I did to myself. And I don't want the next generation to do the things that I did to myself to you people. So this is what we're gonna do. Break it down. Big Tone, again, legend in Northern California, nothing but respect. I want to give him his praise. He put it down. I didn't really follow his music or him when I was growing up, just a little bit of Beyond the 17 Reasons and definitely Woody. But I knew who he was. I heard of him. He's always been respected in the community. I think a long time ago he was going to bring one of his brands over to the Hook, and we said you got to come down and do it yourself, and he never came down to do it himself. So we never take rappers' brands because a lot of rappers will think that they're just going to get into a dispenser because of their name, but nah, bro, we're really about business. You got to come down and network, Big Tone. And that's another thing that we're going to be talking about, these themes about networking, how important it is to network with people that live far away from you in different areas that do different things, because you together being different is a good thing in business. That's what's crazy, is that we're dealing with people that will try to tell you that it's okay to be a mom and pop store. So some of the things that we're going to clear up today, we're going to clear up Big Tone giving bad business advice wrapped in respect and all this, Then we're also going to clear up how the internet is trying to make Big Tone, that Big Tone's taking shots at Little Rob when he was actually giving him a compliment. Then we talk a little bit about Vlad and a little bit about Blue Devil, all right? So again, the legend from Northern California, Big Tone, he's been on Adam 22. And I think every time now Vlad is just doing whatever Adam's doing. I don't know. In the comments below, let me know if you think Adam is a bigger podcaster now than Vlad TV. Vlad, of course, was doing it first, probably puts out more. Is it more clean, more respectable? I'd say more like, clean cut, really nice, really nice camera work, clean audio. You never see him. You're focused on the person he's interviewing, and he just pops them out clip after clip after clip after clip. You feel me? Now, Adam 22 No Jumper has a bigger platform. It's kind of based on actual podcasting, getting to know personalities, the drama of their lives, kind of like a reality show. You feel me? And so now that Adam's kind of I really feel like Adam's starting to influence the culture more than everybody, because if you notice, Adam's the one doing these interviews, and now Vlad's kind of jumping onto these interviews after. Usually the person that is the best tastemaker is the one that does the interviews first, and other people interview people after him. So salute to Adam 22. He definitely did some bad podcasting recently. We'll talk about that in the future though. But today we're talking about bad advice with Big Tone. So recently, Big Tone was on Vlad TV, and he broke it down about his family, about growing up good. Yeah, like I said, he grew up in the hood, he did all that, but at a certain age, he got into the music, and that helped him kind of steer away from prison, and that's admirable, and I respect everything he does. The bunch of advice, to everybody, every day, man, it gets a little boring. If his Instagram, he'd be giving a lot of people a lot of advice. But I'm like, bro, you're only 40, homie. You're not 60, but I respect it. I would rather you be sending out positive vibes than negatives. But it's just hard. It's confusing because you rap about all this violence, but then you talk about all this, positivity, or you glorify gang culture that really puts people in prison, dead, or in hospitals or mental institutions. And you wrap it up in respect again. It's really cool, Tone, what you do, but I just want to kind of pull your card a little bit, homie. You're my age, and I can do that. And just say, hey, dog, you gotta, like, I don't know. It's just, at least like all these other fools, Rico, Too Smooth, Bands on, they're just saying F the other side. I don't care, but kind of being on the fence. I don't know. Well, anyway, it's your world, baby. We just live in it. But for me, him saying I would never work with a Southerner at this point in my career, bro. I mean, I guess you got a career, bro. Being a regional success is not a career, bro. You know that probably most of your finances don't come from hip hop. The numbers just don't add up, homie. You know what I mean? I know fools that get more numbers than you and have a job. You know what I mean? So you definitely got it. And you've admitted that you've had jobs before, and there's nothing wrong with that. The thing is that you all portray yourselves as superstars, but you'll never be that because you follow gang politics. And again and again and again, every video I make is about demystifying this whole gang culture, this whole gang stuff, because I was in it and I saw it, and I saw what it was. And while I respect my neighborhood, I would never participate in things that I was doing when I was 15 years old, bro, 12 years old. It's so crazy. We're still having the same conversations that we had, and then talking about the same things. I can't believe it. People my age, they look down on what I do sometimes, that I'm down here interacting with you guys at this such a low level of conversation. The fact that Big Tone dresses really nice, looks nice, but tells you that it's okay to have a mom and pop store. Basically, he's saying it's okay to have regional success. You don't need international success. Every international starter, superstar, if you would have told Bruno Mars, hey, bro, it's cool to just be popular in San Francisco or Hawaii, he would laugh at you. He wants to be a worldwide name, and that's what he is. And until our people start getting away with these gang politics and these Blue Devil narratives, we will always be Chicano rappers. We will not be rappers of Chicano descent, of Mexican descent, of Latino descent. We want to be rappers of Mexican descent. We don't want to be Mexican rappers. We don't want to be Chicano rappers. That keeps us in the keeps us in there. We want to be with everybody else. And as the blacks has evolved, and you see, just like Vlad says, he pulls his card and says, bro, why are Northern California artists don't pop as much as Southerners? And they say, well, you got Hollywood and all this. And you can tell Big Tone gets a little hurt in his feelings. but it's true. He's like, yeah, you got all this. But then he's like, well, what's up with Too Short and E40 and all these other people? And I will say that black people, but this is a black culture, generally speaking. Yes, we were there at the start, but overall majority, it has been run and curated by black people. Well, curated by a lot of white people, actually. But you know what I mean? It's a black thing, baby. It's a black sport. And we have been there, but we have not dominated at any point historically. And we have to honor that. Recently, we're starting to get into conversations. Big podcasts are starting to talk about Latino rappers, black people. There's a big saying in jail: if the blacks mess with your music, you can really rap. That's what the essays and Northerners say too. So why aren't we looking towards the blacks who do not care about gang culture in terms of Bloods and Crips anymore? They've evolved past that. You see Nipsey and YG doing something that was historical. One side red, one side blue. There's countless examples of people working together on the red and blue side, on the black side. And that's the standard black culture, black music. So we have to kind of follow what they're doing. And we're also going through our own learning growth pains. And I don't know if you ever had a growth spurt or what they have, growing pains. I remember growing and it literally hurts because you're growing. And we're going through a painful period where rappers are losing their lives over lyrics. Rest in peace, TYS, Suede, even the vato from Colorado who used to troll me a lot. Can't believe I just forgot his name. And basically, Vlad goes down and breaks it down like, bro, like Too Short, they've made it, and he says, yes, it's the gang. And he admits it. I wish I like that other people show, straight up the audio of these guys, but Big Tone admits it that the gang politics is the reason why Northerners are not blowing up. And then Vlad, and then he says, same for Southsiders, but Vlad, and then he says and Big Tone's like, no, these are like a lot of these guys are internet personalities, but are they really blowing up the Southsiders even though they're living in LA? And really think about it. If you really think about it, ain't none of them Chito Ranas, Bravo the Bag Chaser, what, Little Weirdo, Grifo, Peso's the biggest one. We'll talk about OGZ, but all of them, Southside rappers, clearly, Lefty Gunplay. None of them are superstars. They're all regional successes. Big Tone, Rico, Too Smooth, Bands, Acito, Young Iggs, all of them, man. Young Cinco, a bunch of them, they're all regional because they can't get over this hump. The Hater World, the Pocho Live podcast, because I'm getting put into this mix. We're all regional successes, if anything. You feel me? The reason why the Hater World will never go bigger than just this, and we'll get to him. Me responding to the video he put out with throwing my name in the mix. It's all good. Shout out to the Hater World though. You feel me? He is doing his thing. He's still got a good little situation over there. But I do think that generally speaking, he ain't for the people. He's not for us. He's not like us. You feel me? He's a tagger. I gotta take my shots too, my boy. Salute to you though. Hey, salute to the loonies though, for real though. Honestly, got nothing against them. Hey, let's be honest. All the taggers and everybody in LA is with the business. Even the taggers, all the tag banners. I grew up. I was real quick. Side note: I was in rehab at Homeboy Industries with a guy named Salvador from KWS. It used to be Crazy Wicked something, but they had to change it to Crazy Wicked Sureños, Trece, because they got the Trece. They were a tagging crew. We did spreads together. I didn't go to prison, so I'm doing spreads because I'm around people in prison and rehab, because I was in rehab in a time at the Salvation Army where I wasn't at no prissy, nice Beverly Hills when I was in Santa Monica with the homies, and everybody was coming out of prison. So I was learning things from prison, and I was working at Homeboy Industries. So I was around a lot of prison type people. You feel me? And I was breaking down spreads and eating and working out with these guys. So I was with my roommates in El Monte. So the hood El Monte, shout out to EMF, show love to me, let me stay there. Then my neighbor was in the house, was actually from the left, was Adrian from MS and Salvador from KWS and me from that park thing. You feel me? But again, back. You know, I like to go on tangents, but pull it back. I'm sorry. Big Tone admitting that Northerners will only have Regional 6 because they have gang politics involved. And the fact that he still subscribes to this. This is my problem with Big Tone is he's always talking all this motivational stuff, but then he glorifies gang banging and gang lifestyle. And it's not something that you should glorify if you're really from that lifestyle, which makes me, I know that Big Tone is because he's part of Woody and all that, but it really surprises me when these adults, grown men, are not willing to kind of not denounce gang banging. I don't denounce gangs and gang members, or let's put it this way, I denounce gangs. I don't denounce gang members. I would never be part of a group of men that hurt other brown men just because they're from a certain area ever again. I will always be part of my neighborhood, what I was put on, but I would never join another gang. I would never participate. We had it wrong. One of the like hallmarks of being a man is knowing when you're wrong, saying sorry, and moving forward. I knew I was wrong for joining a gang. I had to say sorry by getting better, going and bettering myself, striving, pushing and pulling, being a real homie, and coming back and saying, hey, bro, we can be Northerners, we can be Norteños, we can be Northern Raza, but we don't gotta be that. We don't gotta hate Southsiders. We don't gotta hate our own. We don't gotta hate people from other neighborhoods. We don't gotta hate white people. We don't gotta hate the police. It's a choice. And I don't want to live with that hate. And I've seen the promised land. I've been all over the world doing photography. I lived in big cities. I've been all over New York. Most of my homeboys never left Santa Rosa. What the heck do they have to teach me or tell me? I don't really care anything of what the homies have to tell me. They never left. They've been living in the same streets. Santa Rosa? Are you kidding me? I love my city. I love my neighborhood. I put my life on the line as a kid and as an adult. But to think that it's going to be the definition of who I am, you guys are maggots. You guys are phonies, pretenders, predators, not providers, not protectors. You're leading young men to jails, mental institutions, and Big Tone, like Blue Devil's trying to tell me not to talk about unity and all that because the guys are still in the streets going to war. The whole point that I'm not in the streets, that what I'm saying is get out of the streets, go home. The war is over. All wars end. Every civilized people have wars and then they have treaties and they move on. Japanese people have lived here. There's Americans living in Japan getting paid to teach them English. And they bombed us. Do you understand that? They killed our people. But at a certain point, we have to admit when we're wrong. And this is wrong. Gangs are wrong. This criminal lifestyle glorifying is wrong. And most of you fools are not really like that. I'm a real security guard, bodyguard in the streets, patrolling my own neighborhood. And I know who's really like that. And the real ones are all in jail. Free the real. And some of them are, a couple people are retired. But for the most part, all the killers are in jail. All these guys out here are party crew kids. In my opinion, the gangsters of today, we didn't have social media. We had to go out there and make a name for ourselves. And you couldn't stand outside unless you were legitimate. So nobody's going to take that I put my life on the line so I could stand on that stoop with my homeboys with honor. And when I saw that it wasn't for me, I didn't disrespect that stoop. I moved on though. And I come back and now all these rappers are getting better. But they're trying to tell you about advice, give you sound business advice. Big Tone is giving you the worst advice ever. Be a mom and pop store in business. That's the worst thing you could be. That just means you're a couple checks away from being gone forever. Why do you think people branch out? Capitalism is about growth. It's about exploiting labor to get as much as you can. Big Tone is not even explaining to you the system that you live under. You live under capitalism, and under capitalism, you gotta expand, bro. You gotta expand. You gotta get bigger. Mom and Tell me how many mom and pop stores are really, really balling. Most of them are struggling. So you're gonna tell a whole generation of Northern California kids, no, 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 don't go to LA. We don't need it. You know, we got everything we need here. No, Tone. I don't care what you say. You ain't a millionaire. None of us are. Hater World. Capone's not a millionaire. Wearing the same chains he's been wearing. That fool don't rap like that. The only person that's close to a millionaire is Gold Toes. Gold Toe Sanchez. And guess why? I wonder why Gold Toes is balling out of control, lives with a mansion, big old smile, taking trips all the time with his wife and kid, smiling because he doesn't subscribe to gang politics, even though he's a gangster. Do I need to say it again? He doesn't subscribe to gang politics, even though he's a gangster. Gangsters move with silence. Gangsters are strategic. It's chess, not checkers. These big tones, BFDs, hater worlds, they're teaching you how to play checkers in a world full of chess players. I'm a chess player. That's why I moved around the world. None of these northern rappers have traveled the world doing their art the way I have, doing that with my photography. And you think I was going to be like, oh no, I'm not going to go to Miami because there's Miamians there. I'm not going to go to Los Angeles, take pictures of celebrities because the South Side is there. No, bro, I didn't think anything about the South Side. I moved to LA to go to college to become a photographer, bro. It just blows my mind, you guys, that we're over here letting these guys look nice. It's like respect wrapped up in buffoonery. At least the buffoons, the South Side and the North Side rappers that keep talking about North and South, Hater World that brings up North A every second. The Hater World is the biggest North A cheerleader in life. Again, the Hater World is the biggest North Annual cheerleader to ever live. Let's be honest, that fool loves the North A. That's all he talks about. Why? Because he knows he can get content. And he recently brought up my name, trying to say that I don't go hard on Northerners. I'm going hard on Big Tone right now. I pressed BFD, checked all them fools, leave them in the dust, told you that Lazy Boy's music sucks, controlled by nobody but God and my daughter and my new girlfriend. Salute to her. I'm going to make her my wife. I can't believe I finally got one. All these thirsty-ass females. So this fool is going to say that he won't work with Southerners. Who cares, first of all? Like Hater will says, ho, 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 ho. You think people are worried or checking for Big Tone in LA? Man, stop it, bro. Respectfully, Big Tone, I've never been in any neighborhood in Northern California and somebody be like, hey, put that Big Tone on. No, bro. They don't believe you. You look good. You say nice things. You got a cool situation. But even your dispensary brand or your marijuana brand, when you try to send it to the Hook, our dispensary in Santa Rosa, shout out to the Hook. And they said, we don't let celebrities, rappers, rapper weed. It's embarrassment, rapper weed. We don't let rapper weed into our stores unless the rapper comes down. And you didn't come down. So that says a lot about what you know, if you stand on your brand. And maybe you didn't see it. But I was running that social media page and I saw that you seen it, my boy. But see, I don't have to follow no gang politics and loyalties. I follow God's law. These vatos follow man's law. They're low level. Every single Northern California rapper will never see success. And in 5 or 10 years, they will be forklift drivers. It's a fact. They're all going to be forklift drivers. If you know, you know. Blue D. It's crazy that you guys are going to follow that. And then the internet is so evil when Big Tone just says he won't work with Southside rappers and that Southside rappers also aren't making it. or they talk about, Little Rob, but then he's like, Little Rob's not really a Southside. He doesn't really carry himself like that. And what I want to point out again is that Big Tone is showing respect, saying the reason why he's basically trying to say the reason why Little Rob is successful is because he didn't carry himself all like that Southside, even though he looked like one. And then Blue Devil makes a whole video about how we're trying to do kumbaya. First of all, I don't care about this North and South stuff. I never talked about it. Just the fact that it's such a big deal for everybody, it's embarrassing. While the blacks are coming together, making hella money, YG and Marathon continues. You feel Nip do a song. They're all kicking it. Everybody's kicking it together, podcasting, everything. They're getting money. And they're looking back at us and laughing because we can't get with the program. That it's about the money, about life, and it's not. And then Blue Devil's over here in his new video saying, oh, it's not all about the money. You got to have like honor. It's not all about the bag. And there's no bags up north. There's no bags. That's because you've never been up north, bro. There's hella bags up here. I live in the Sonoma County wine country. That means there's hella wineries. That means there's a bunch of rich people with alcohol. And guess what? They love food and live music. And Sonoma County, Napa Valley, one of the biggest tourist attractions in California, if not the world. And soon I'll be talking and checking Adam about his remarks towards Northern California, so don't even trip, and his bad podcasting towards the mural in Compton. Shout out to the Pyrus and Tortilla Flats. We'll be talking about that soon. But again, this is how messed up the internet is. This guy looks good, but he's giving you bad advice. Then he's actually trying to say something good, and it gets turned around on him. And all these blogs try to say that he's trying to disrespect Little Rob, when all he's trying to say is that Little Rob is successful because he wasn't like that. And yes, he got disrespected up north. Blue Devil's like, how can he not be a Southsider? He went up north and got disrespected because he looks like one. To all Northerners, bald head. Come on, look at how he dresses. To somebody in Southern California, that could just be like a homie, a resident, right? Chicano. But up north, you look like the ops. And remember, we don't really have gang fights. We were trying to always find them, and every once in a while they would rush up on us. So if you've been rushed by them, you're gonna have that trauma, and you're gonna want to see them when you see them. So Little Rob got what he got, but I don't think Big Tone was trying to take shots. He was just trying to explain that why Little Rob is somewhat successful is because he doesn't portray himself as a Southsider. And everybody's like, oh, he's trying to say that he ain't like that. He's not. No, he was just saying that's the internet for you. The internet will turn everything around and make it horrible, basically. And that's why I want to be here when it comes to Latino arts, culture, and entertainment. I want to be the voice of reason, and I want to clear up these false narratives. Blue Devil tried to tell me that I'm only hard on the South Side because I want the South Side to lose or this or that. Come on, my boy. I lived in Los Angeles probably longer than you have. I got more friends and connections there than you do, probably. More family members there than you do, probably, my boy. And my family's from LA proper, not San Bernardino. You feel me? But, bro, we got to talk about it. I like going back and forth with you. It's like the WWF, but you are the villain, bro. And you think you should be proud of that, but you're not. When you look back on your life, yeah, you got the bag. Was a couple thousand, even $5,000 a month worth dividing your people, bringing confusion to your people, bringing hysteria to your people, disrespecting your own Southside card, getting into conflicts, taking phone calls. Is he a resident? Is he not? Is he from Southside Fontana? Is he not? Shout out to Cholo Juan, you feel me, for keeping it 100. But people, you can't let these vatos from the South or the North in California lead you to believe that it's okay to be a mom and pop store, that it's okay to be famous in your city or area. No, you have one life. We're all going to die. Can you not understand that you need to try to go big, superstar? Bruno Mars, Lindsay Lohan's, Jay-Z. Blue Devil tried to tell me that I'm only hard on the South Side because I want the South Side to lose or this or that. Come on, my boy.
I lived in Los Angeles probably longer than you have. I got more friends and connections there than you do, probably. More family members there than you do, probably, my boy. And my family's from LA proper, not San Bernardino. You feel me? Who are the popular people? Tell me why it's so. What's his name? Bruh. All the guys, all the OGZ, Burner. Oh my God, what's his name? Tell me why it's so high. Anyway, all of them. Not talking about gangs, are not involved in gangs. OGZ is not disrespecting anybody. And when he had drama with Phoenix Flexes, they didn't even get into it publicly, and then they got back together, and he's the only one invited to the They Not Like Us concert thing. Kendrick Lamar and Friends situation was who was there? OG's the only vato that doesn't follow and subscribe to these South Side, North Side politics. Again, we cannot have gang politics in the music industry, in any industry, because gangs don't make sense. And you guys can keep thinking you're cool, keep getting tough, but eventually all you fools are gonna keep getting older. Come on, bro. I see gray hair in your thing. You can't dye your hair. BFD, I definitely see gray hairs in yours. I'm not afraid to show my gray hairs. I earned mine. I'm not trying to be young. You guys are trying to act like kids, like teenagers. We're adults. I was a child. I did childish things. And when I became a man, I put those things away and started doing manly things. So trying to tell people that it's okay to be a small situation is not okay. Small mom and pop stores are struggling, usually trying to expand, not stay in one location. What? Man. And all businesses are trying to network with companies and people outside of themselves to get a better business, a better deal. They're not running around saying, "Oh, I'm just going to be in this area because it's just all I think I want to do." Like, no, dude, any business wants, like, what if Apple said, "Hey, I'm just going to be popular in Northern California"? What if Macintosh, what if Shure just said I was going to be popular in Antioch? How far do you think Shure would get? You guys got to start thinking bigger and not letting these cool looking guys run you in the wrong direction, make you waste 20 years of your life. I already wasted enough time for you. You don't got to do it. I didn't even go to prison. I just hit the streets, and that was enough for me. It's amazing to me that people glorify going to prison. You got caught. And I just want you to know, if you're a homie, salute to you for going to prison, but you get no points. And I actually am a little ashamed of you. You got to kind of show me that you're better than that, because then you're just a convict. And that's cool. But go be a dirtbag over there. So I'm going to use your words. Go be a punk over there. Because all you fools are punks. That's what you are. You're punks. Punk ass little kids. Every dude I've gone, I asked for a fade. Not one of them has took me up on it. And I'm not even into that, but I'm just saying. I talk ish and I back it up. These fools just talk ish. And when they talk ish, they don't even say the right things. That's the problem. And you can see Vlad sitting there like, what is going on? What is this dude talking about? He grew up in a good family, then he gets into gangs, but then he doesn't want to go all the way and he just wants to kind of sit in the middle. And then he tries to define who's who. It's just like, it's like blah. Even with Lazy, when Vlad's talking to him, you can tell it's almost embarrassing to talk to him. He's almost like, why am I interviewing these fools? They're not going nowhere. Again, anybody from Southern California and Northern California talking about gangs and then actually bringing that gang life that they're just supposed to be rapping about now. You don't got to live that lifestyle no more. If you're a real one, you don't got to be like that no more, bro. Especially when these kids are going to go knock down their opposition and then go eat food with them and tattoo with them and program with them. Come on, the Southsiders have been seeing that. I remember Compa Raider saying, I went to war with these fools and then I had to go kick it with them and save them. And one of my enemies saved my own life. And once one of my enemies saved my own life, I knew it was about nothing. Shout out to Compa Raider. God bless that soul. Same thing with me. Once I started seeing the truth, I was too real to be in denial. A lot of these fools are in denial. Gangs are childish things. You should never be proud to be active like that. I'm active. What? I mean, I don't think you should be a dropout either. But there's a difference, people, and you have to honor. Like, I honor my neighborhood. I honor gang politics, but I don't let it define me. Like, I don't not interview a guy from LA that's a Southsider. I don't stop and like, oh, I'm gonna not interview him. Oh, I like his music, but I don't like where he's from. What? So these guys are saying they like each other's music, but they won't do it. Big Tone's like, at my level of my career, it's not for me to do. But who's gonna do it? That's my point. I've been waiting around watching all you fools do nothing, so somebody has to speak up. You know what I mean? Somebody has to speak up. So Blue Devil, I do go hard on my people. I went hard on BFD. I went hard on Lazy. I'm going hard on Big Tone for giving bad business advice. Respects to him for generally being a real respectful dude and really showing you how to strive with honor and respect. The thing is that he lets a lot of things go, a lot of contradictions that don't work well. Like, he doesn't need to say that, like, he'll never do it. But why not, dog? You could. If he did it, any of these guys do music together, they're gonna run numbers up and they don't need each other. But most people don't need each other. But why not want to do something and then it comes out to be dope? I tried to put a California compilation together just for jokes, and people got all scared and butthurt. Bunch of cholo Karens, a bunch of men raised by their mothers. I can always tell a man that was only raised by their mother. I have a father, active father. I can tell when you were raised by a woman, not by a man. So, lastly, people, please don't be a rapper. Don't be a rapper and don't be a Devato that looks cool and gives you bad advice because he's scared to take any chances. And then Blue Devil's over there trying to tell me to be a real man, bro. You would never talk to me. First of all, you would never talk to me that way in person. You know that. I will take this as entertainment. I'm Tupac, you're Biggie. But in this movie and in this story, we both survive and get money. But Blue Devil, I do think you should rethink what you're doing, because I don't think when you look back on life, the $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 that you get a month is worth the division and confusion and disrespect that you put inside of your community. You install it. I didn't even know about you till you started talking about the food community and me bringing up that the homies run LA. That's how I found out about you, You speaking on me first, not me speaking on you. I made a video later about you. Don't forget that. But moving forward, Blue Devil, Big Tone, all these people, Little Rob, none of them are going to be superstars. They're all going to be forklift drivers. And who's going to be popular? The people that didn't subscribe to gang politics. Gold Toes, Adam 22, Vlad TV, and Mother Ocho 1. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and support a real one in the field. I get on here because I cannot let it. I always look back and be like, hey, is anybody going to say something? These fools are clowns. And I got to say it. I'm not afraid because I'm not held up to any daddy. I follow God. I don't follow man's law. I follow God's law. And men, brown men of America, unite and follow God's law, not man's law, because you're going to end up as washed up rappers, washed up podcasters, washed up taggers, washed up gangsters. But we're looking for warriors. This is your boy Pocho One of the Pocho Life podcast. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to support a real one in the field. Comment below and let me know if you think Big Tone's giving you good advice to be a mom and pop store. If you think Big Tone was disrespecting Little Rob by just saying that he's not really like that, he doesn't portray himself really like that, and that's why he's had a small amount of actual success. And let me know if you think Vlad and Adam are, colonizers and cultural appropriators, or people that are really involved and engaged in the community of hip hop. And lastly, let me know if it's true. E42, Short, Gold Toes, Vlad, all these people are making money because they're not involved in gang politics. And until our people get away and elevate, that doesn't mean you got to drop out or stop being a northerner or southerner, but elevate to a place like YG and Rest in Peace Nips that can make great music together and ball and travel all over California, not worrying about your own people. Are you kidding me? Break those bonds, break those chains of bondage. My people, los Chicanos del Norte, you guys are in bondage. You're enslaved by your own thoughts, thinking you're following these false prophets. Follow God. Don't follow Big Tone. Follow God. Don't follow Vlad. Follow God. Don't follow Blue Devil. Follow God. Don't follow Adam 22. Follow God. Don't follow Pocho 1. Follow God. I'm out.